And you did the polar bear plunge on New Year's Day.
Oh, how did you know that? I did do the polar bear plunge on New Year's Day.
How did it feel?
Very cold, but very worthwhile because it makes you sort of a little tougher for the new year. You do it for a charity, which I did for the food pantry. And it just sort of is an accomplishment one feels a little bit, sort of like climbing Mount Everest for me. I found Amagansett, and I say found because, of course, it had been found by the locals long before me in 1950. And someone brought me out here on the railroad. I walked down Main Street. The house I was visiting was on Indian Wells Highway, and I fell madly in love with Amagansett. I knew someday I would live here full time. Well, I think I'm lucky in one way, Ravi, because I work so there won't be changes. That's what I do as a volunteer. They kid me. They say I should have a T-shirt saying I'm against it instead of Amagansett. Because if I see anything that's going to change the charm of it, I go down, and fight for it. I still think it's the most beautiful place. I feel the same way I did as in 1950. I just love it. There's nothing I don't like about it. People always say, first of all, I just adore the ocean. I go every single day, winter and summer. In the summer, I go at 9 in the morning and I leave the beach at 5 in the afternoon. It's like my full-time job in the summer. I mean that. I don't miss a day. In the winter, I go 2 or 3 times a day just to look at the ocean. I do think all the things that our people do out here, there's just so many, Boy Scouts, firemen, people who work for the healthcare, food pantry. There's so much you can do here. People think because we don't live in the city that there's nothing to do, but there's everything to do. You can volunteer almost on anything you want to volunteer, anything that interests you. I could be busy. It's like a full-time job, the volunteer work. It's the 100 years of our Amagansett Fire Department. Here's what Amagansett Village Improvement put out. And one of the things I like people to work on, and what I've worked on, we made, some of us got the town to make Amagansett Main Street a historic area, meaning no one can tear down those houses. They have to leave it as is, and that's something that's fun to work on. That's how I keep it somewhat the same. Yeah. Of course, you can't stop progress either, but I try to put a little bit to do that. And then I have others here, but these are my favorites.
What got me here was basically my job, but I've been here since 1978.
Well, I love Amagansett because it still feels like a small New England town.
I love that there's a central square and that everybody can kind of gather in the summer and they have concerts out here and the kids can play and the dogs can run around and people can get something to eat and sit outside. It's just a lovely gathering place.
In summer, there's a lot of people, a lot of stuff going on, a lot of events. And how you doing? How are you? And then in the winter, it's nice and peaceful, quiet. You can go practice yoga, meditate, hang out, just enjoy the beauty of the area. So kind of the best of both worlds, really.
The minute I got here, inside I knew I was home. And that's how I know I'm in the right place. I am in the right place for me. And some people spend their whole life trying to find out where they want to be, what they want to be, where, what kind of life they want to live. And I did find it here the minute I got here.